Coming up at Angela's Beauty Box, we'll be talking to Mary Sbeit. Mary Sbeit is an educator and a consultant in the beauty industry, followed by a basic shampoo procedure. All that after the break. Welcome back to Angela's Beauty Box. Joining me now is Miss Mary Sbeit. Miss Mary Sbeit is a beauty consultant and an educator in the cosmetology industry. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
Could you tell us how did you get started in this career?
I got started a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I was the girlfriend that everybody came to get their hair done when it was time to go out. So I knew there was something there, and eventually I figured out that that was the passion that I had, that I wanted to be a hairstylist. And I started off as a hairstylist, and from there I progressed into being a color technician and working for the TDSB as a teacher. And also now I'm in the consulting for products with Canrad Beauty Supplies, which is at 125 Norfinch.
So do you think in this industry we take it serious enough?
I think a lot of us do, and there's a lot that maybe assume that the industry was going to be a certain way for them, and soon realize that it's not. It is a lot of hard work. It's a constant upgrading yourself, constant always going to classes. It's very important.
What do you think the future of this industry? Where are we heading?
I think the industry is changing. Every year the government is implementing new regulations, new standards for our industry. They're slow, but they are working to achieve, I think, the goals of what the hairstylists do want in the industry for us. Again, educating ourselves is the key. Once you are educated, you can fix the problems that we have out there, you know, that we might come across.
What would you like to say to clients and also our peers that think that hairdresser is nothing like important? We're just people that just go out there to do hair.
Well, I'd like for them to come and do our industry because there's weeks where we stand on our feet for at least 50 to 60 hours a week. It's a very demanding job. We are there for our clients. We are there to perform a service at a professional caliber. So with that, we need to know what we're doing. We need to know. So it's not simply just cutting hair. We are trained on the anatomy of the body. We are trained on the diseases of the scalp and skin. We are trained on the funguses that occur in nails, including pedicures and manicures. So there is more than just a comb and a scissor in our hand, as you would know, Angela. There's a lot more in depth. Just knowing the diseases that, you know, occur out there is difficult. So no, we are more than just a comb and a scissor.
How do you think we are dealing with product knowledge?
I think we need more support from our manufacturers. We need to have, when we're purchasing a new product line, I know myself, whenever I purchased a new product line in my salon, I stressed that that manufacturer have a visit with myself and my staff and partners to educate us on this product. So I needed that support. As stylists, we need the support and the backing of the manufacturers.
Okay. So you think we're educating our clients enough?
No, we need to do a lot more. We need to explain to them the difference in a salon product and in a retail product. And when I mean a retail product, something that you can just buy over the counter. There is a difference why we have retail and why we have salon products. You know, there's a maintenance factor that goes in with our service. So if I'm applying somebody's color and doing a service for them with chemicals, I need them to maintain my quality of work when they leave my shop. And that means proper shampoo, proper conditioner, proper styling products. And that all goes hand in hand because they are our walking billboard. They're out there showing off our work, our art.
What do you think the future holds for us as stylists?
I'm hoping bigger and better things. I'm hoping the industry opens their eyes and sees how important we really are. That not only do we beautify people, but we're actually at the same time, we're emotional support for a lot of our clients. A lot of our clients come, sit down, and feel like just talking, and you happen to be that ear that they want to speak to. And it's I think it's our job, Angela, to listen to them, you know, so.
Are you think most of us as stylists, cosmetologists, really stable enough to handle all clients, or we need to be educated more?
I don't think anybody has reached their full potential. There's always room for improvement. Nothing is perfect. As a teacher, I would always tell my students, nothing is perfect. There's always room for improvement. Go back and redo it. Show me again that you can do it. Because I believe that every time you redo it and you come back, you've learned something new the next time you went and did it. Another way to hold your fingers, another way to hold the comb, or whatever it is that you were creating. So, yeah, again, you got to educate yourself, and you got to know what you're doing.
Education is the key, and upgrading.
Yes, upgrading, definitely.
Okay.
Definite upgrading. If you're already a stylist, just because you have that little paper that says you're a stylist doesn't mean you know everything that comes out. There are ways there's 1,001 ways to skin a cat, but there's a proper way to do things, and you got to do it the proper way. And it all starts from what you get taught, the foundation.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Angela's Beauty Box. Joining me again is Miss Mary Sbeit, and we're going to be demonstrating a proper shampoo procedure.
Okay. Well, with the first procedure, there's 3 different types of draping. Today we're going to be doing the shampoo. There's a chemical drape, there's a hair cutting drape, and now this is the shampoo drape. Always remember, the back of the cape should always go behind the chair. So if you have any water, it will roll down the cape and not on the back of your client. You want to avoid wetting your client. Okay, honey? Let's bring your head back. Always guide their neck. It's a sensitive part. You don't want to hurt them. So you always guide their neck and bring their head down gently. Okay? Always testing the water to make sure that it is at a comfortable temperature for your client. Okay, always testing the water with your hand and your wrist so that you don't hurt the client. Before placing it, as you place it on the client's hair, does that feel good? Okay. If your client likes it, you keep the temperature as is. If not, you have to adjust the temperature. So starting at the front, working your way, you're saturating the hair. Getting underneath that nape area is important. We forget to get underneath that nape area and really work in the saturation of the water. Do you have a shampoo? Today we're using Jass. It's a keratin shampoo, which is great. Nowadays, keratin is one of the best ingredients that are in all shampoos. Takes away the frizz, gives you control on that curly, unruly, wavy hair. Keratin, that's your saving grace right now. So we're gonna put a little bit of that. With shampoo, you put a dime size of shampoo. You don't need much of shampoo. It goes a long way. You always have the option of giving a second shampoo. The first shampoo cleans residue from the hair. The second shampoo actually cleans the scalp and gets rid of everything else. So give your clients 2 shampoos. Okay, rubbing your hands together so you get an even spread of the product.
What if after using 2 shampoos you still notice that they need a third?
You give them a third. So again, using the balls of your fingertips. You're not using the nails. Never the tips of your nails. Always the ball of your nails. So if someone like me that has nails, do you imagine what I would do to her scalp if I used the tips? I would hurt her. So you're using the balls of the hair with a little bit of pressure, but enough to give her a massage to stimulate the scalp. It's important to stimulate the scalp because it gets circulation of the blood flowing. So again, going in circles, starting at the hairline and working your way all the way around the hairline. You're doing little circles with the palms of your hands, of your fingertips.
What would you say to a client, because you have most clients sometimes that asking you to scratch the hair?
You don't scratch, because if you scratch, you are going to leave an abrasion on that scalp. And if you're doing a chemical job on that scalp, it will irritate and it will burn, it will make matters worse. It's better just to use the balls of your fingertips. That's the best way. Is that hurting you?
No.
Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. She's getting a growth treat there. So I'm going to give her a second shampoo because I find that she had some product in her hair from before, and I can still feel it because you notice the shampoo is not lathering. So you want it to lather. That's the point of a shampoo, is for them to lather. Again, starting at using your other hand, your free hand, as a barrier from the water. You don't want to. They took a shower this morning. They don't need another one. Okay? Don't be afraid. Put your hand behind the ear so they don't want water in their ear either. It's uncomfortable when you get water in your ear. And if you have sensitive ears, they'll let you know. So again, working like that. Getting underneath there. I haven't even gone to the nape yet. I'm saturating that nape area, but I haven't even shampooed it quite yet. Again, that's it. Yep. Very little, not a lot. Rub both hands together, and again, give her a little bit more of a vigorous shampoo, because this is what we're doing to clean the scalp. The first one we did was clean the hair. Now we want to clean that scalp. We want to get rid of all the residue on the scalp. So now we're going to go a little bit more pressure, but look where my nails are. My nails are away from the scalp, not going in her scalp at all. Okay?
Could you talk more about the different parts of the head, Mary?
Okay, well, we have the nape, then you have your crown area, which is the top of your head. The crown is the top, the nape. Then you got your, oh, this is going to be the hard one, your parietal ridges, which is on the sides. You have your temple area. Be careful with the temple area. It only takes 7 pounds of pressure to hurt someone on the temple area. So it's very important that it's okay to touch, it's okay to give them a little massage, but not a lot of pressure on the temple area, okay? Again, your client is not to do any work. You are controlling the head. You're telling it to go up, and you're telling it to go down. They have to be relaxed. So when I'm going back here, I'm actually holding our head with this hand, with my free hand. So I'm going in there, and I'm actually, again, with the tips of the palms of my fingertips, I am rubbing. Okay, so now we're going to rinse. And remember, you have control of the water. You don't have to have the water at its full force. If you let the stream be a little, not as strong of a force, you manage to have more control of shampooing. Okay? So again, your hand, your free hand becomes the pusher of the soap. So you're making sure that all the soap is coming out. What you're doing now, you're letting the nozzle sit on the apex of her head, and you're rubbing the water that's coming down. Your free hand is actually used as a barrier, so that nothing gets to the back of her neck to roll down her back.
Could you emphasize again how important it is as the stylist or our shampoo person to control this client's head?
It is very important. Clients tend that when we go to the back, they tend to, boom, they lift up really quickly. You want them to relax. You tell them that you're in control, and you tell them, no, no, head down, I'll control it. So always, you're always guiding her head. You're not telling her to make any movement. You're making the movements for her. You don't want her to do any sudden movements, okay? Conditioner. So again, we're still using the Jass, the keratin conditioner now. And this is gonna soften her hair. It's gonna add moisture into her hair, which is what she would need, considering her hair is very coarse, so she'll need that. And here we go. Again, starting with a little and working your way up. The first ones I always add to the tips or the ends of the hair. Shaft, the hair, mid shaft and ends first. Because that's where the hair needs it the most. That's where you need it the most. Now, a scalp massage, I can't emphasize how important it is. And it just really takes about a minute to do. And all it is your basic scalp massage, and you're placing your fingers all along the scalp. And you're starting here and you're just massaging. Just massaging away. Not too much pressure. She'll feel it. She'll feel the tingling as your hands work. And all you're doing is you're getting into that scalp and really massaging that scalp, because a loose scalp is a healthy scalp. Okay? Tight scalps hurt. That's why you get a lot of people that if you massage them, I don't know if you had this in your salon, Angela, but in my salon I had one client that even just touching her scalp, she'd cringe. Just the lightest touch. And we had to slowly, slowly break her into that. Break her in slowly, and by the time we were done, she was having full scalp massages, just wanting them, because her scalp was so tight. It wasn't moving. And it's important to do it at home. It takes 2 minutes just to sit when you're showering to give your scalp a nice massage. And all it is just really just massaging. You're massaging and moving all and circulating all the veins and the blood flow through the scalp, and it's very important. How's that feel? Are you okay? Not hurting you? No. And you're giving time for the conditioner to actually do what it says. Remember, the bottles will say anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, but I always say, is that a hairdresser 3 to 5 minutes? Or is that the manufacturer 3 or 5 minutes? Because hairdressers work in a whole different time frame. We're quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. Everything has to be quick. So by doing this, you're actually letting the product soak in. You're massaging it through the ends and through that hair shaft. How's that feel? Okay. And again, when rinsing, you rinse with tepid water. You wash with warm water, but you rinse with tepid water.
Could you explain tepid water?
Okay, tepid water is not too cold, not too hot. So, but you want to feel more of the coolness of the water, okay? It's almost like when you wash dishes. You wash with hot and rinse with cold, because it gets rid of the soap scum easier, okay? And it's the same thing in hair, same thing. And what it does also, it seals back your cuticle in the hair. Think of a hair under a microscope is like fish. The scales on a fish, they're all flat. So it's all flat, just like the scale on a fish. And every time we add any kind of heat, those scales lift. And with every chemical we do, those scales lift, but don't seal. They won't go back down. So then you get what we call damaged hair, damaged ends, because that cuticle didn't seal back. So on virgin hair, what we call virgin hair is hair that has not been touched by any chemical at all. No color, no chemical. That's virgin hair. The cuticles are sealed. tight. The minute hot water comes into play, hot water slightly opens up that cuticle. It'll seal back because it's not a chemical that did it, but it does. It opens up slightly. Any heat product, chemicals, open the cuticle that much and it will never seal back completely from what you naturally had as a virgin hair. So again, you have to maintain that. And that's why products like keratin come into place, because what keratin does, it seals those little cuticles. It seals, it puts in a little barrier in there. So now we don't see that stressed hair, the dried out hair. We see that beautiful shine from root to end. And that's what our goal is, to see that shine from root to end. Not where you see it all shiny, 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 and then dull. And you see that a lot out there. Okay?
Could you explain for someone who doesn't know what's the cuticle of the hair?
The cuticle of the hair is the first layer that you see under a microscope. You won't see it to the naked eye. We won't be able to see it. But under a microscope, when you look at that and you magnify that, I believe it's like 50 times its size, what you see is, like I described, little scales that sit. Can you imagine just how thin our hair is and all this stuff is happening in there? It's amazing. And these cuticles is what allows product to go in or out. And the more that cuticle is open, product won't sit in there. It's just like a pocket, a wide open pocket. And no matter what you do, if that cuticle is blown open, everything will go in and it'll wash right out into the sink. So you got to make sure with a healthy hair strand, with a sealed cuticle, you'll get the best shine and the best looking hair. And that's our goal. So when you come and do a chemical treatment at any salon, our goal is to not comprehend the hair. We're not there to compromise it in any way. We're there to work with it, to beautify it. So that's our goal as stylists. Anything else, Angela?
Describe this client's hair.
This hair has chemical on it. You can see by the ends she has chemical, but she also has it in very natural. She has natural hair from her root to maybe mid-shaft. Her ends have chemicals on it. So that would tell, right there, you can see that that cuticle is blown wide open. You can see the difference when you lift up the hair that's dark, how shiny, you can see it still. But when you get to around here, how that kind of loses its luster, and this hair is wet. So you can imagine how much less it's going to lose its luster when it gets dried. Unless she puts on product. When you use product, product is your friend. Don't be afraid of product. Product acts as a barrier from your heating implements, like your blow dryer, your flat irons, your curling irons. All those big heated stuff, like they go up to 450 degrees. Like you can fry an egg on something like that. Like that's how hard it is. And you got to think that this is our hair. And our hair is so thin, it's delicate. So we need a barrier in there. So when you go and you blow dry your hair and you don't put any barrier like a product, an oil, or a mousse, or something in the hair that you like to work with to act as a barrier, because when you see that smoke coming out of our product, out of our client's hair, that's not their hair that's burning, that's the product that's burning off.
Yes.
That's the first barrier. So we've protected that hair. So it's going to burn that product before it even burns our hair, which is what we want. So now we haven't compromised the hair in any way.
Okay.
So now, I'm going to grab another towel here. And with her, I lift her up. And I bring her up like this. And I hold her. And I check here. Now, how uncomfortable is this? So now we remove this towel. Do we
place it?
Okay, I thought we had an extra. Okay, so depending on what her next service is, if this was color, we wouldn't be doing a shampoo at first. What I would be doing is I'd be putting a pop-up bag in the back of her shirt. I'd be rolling the towel again, the same way as this, same way. and draping her again here. And then I'd add another one. So don't forget, now I have the plastic bag in her shirt to protect her. I have this towel to protect her. And I always grab a dark towel, especially with color. And now I make sure, and I pin it here, and I make sure now she is protected. Her clothes are protected, her skin's protected. If anything falls, it's not gonna ruin my cape, it's gonna fall on the towel, which is what it's supposed to do. That's the job of the towel. Job of the towel is to protect the client.
Protect.
Okay, and that would be for a chemical service. Because we just did a shampoo service, we don't need this. And she's ready now to go to the station to get ready for her final service.
We have just finished wrapping up a basic shampoo procedure with Miss Mary Sbeit. Thanks for coming, Mary.
Thank you for having me.
To contact Mary, you could contact her at
marysbeit@hotmail.com.
And thanks for joining me. My name is Angela Gordon from Angela's Beauty Box, where we believe beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is skin deep. Everyone is a queen with their own crown. We're here to fit the crown on everyone.